Hi, good afternoon. It is a little after 1:15 in New York City on the east coast of the United States. I was traveling yesterday, so I missed having a conversation with all of you. But I'm back now, and on the east coast for 3 more days. I'm sorry, for 1 more day, and then I'm actually on my way to Ecuador to teach the soul of healing. But then I'm back again in New York for a while, and then off to Canada to teach seduction of spirit. So we are continuing our dialogue here and our conversations. The questions are coming in on discoveringyourcosmicself.com, and most of the questions are from readers of this book, You Are the Universe, Discovering Your Cosmic Self, and why it matters. So today's question is from Susie, and it's pretty long, but I'll read most of it so I can answer to the best of my capacity. Here's what Susie says. I have for a long time observed how nature reflects the patterns of geometry, and there is a certain balance within patterns that I see through these geometry patterns in nature. When looking at a flower, there's symmetry, and even a huge cluster of ants roaming around has a purpose and order to it. There is chaos and yet complete wholeness when observing these things in nature. Sometimes I witness a bird flying and diving into the sea. What seems like a complete chaotic mess is actually an amazing part of the whole. A bird dives with such skill and ability that it is part of the design of the whole. The bird may or may not get its prey, but it is all part of the whole. It does seem that there is completeness and wholeness in our living here, reflected in nature, that is also a reflection of the universe as a whole. I experience numbers and sequences, whether I want to see them or not. They appear like a sign. It is remarkable. If it's not numbers, it would be people that I think about and then bump into. There seems to be synchronicity the more I think about it. I think there is synchronicity and energy that acknowledges that I'm working in tune with myself within the universe. I have no other way to explain why I would be thinking about someone and then see them within a day. Sometimes I feel like I'm creating my life, and there is only the now of me creating at every turn, and then I think, but is there anything that is preordained, and what am I doing? If I'm creating the here and now of my life, why is there a struggle? Sometimes I get in the flow of life and know intuitively why I'm here, and I remember an inner part of me that has a higher calling. But then this gets thrown off course by what seems to be a part of myself that likes to change direction, which then causes greater confusion with my life and journey. I realize part of growth is challenges and experiences, but the more I realize we create our own experiences and realities, I wonder why it takes so long to come back to oneself. Why is this? So this is a very long commentary with a lot of reflections and then a question in the end. First of all, I think everything that you've said, Susie, is fundamentally an expression of human constructs and human conceptions of reality. Okay? So whether we use the word order, chaos, synchronicity, geometry, disarray, creating my life, challenge, you do recognize, I hope, that these are human constructs that are an attempt to interpret experience. And I think the deeper question here is, what is reality without the construct? And reality without the construct is, of course, as we know, the ground state of the universe before it gets interpreted by human consciousness into objects, names, forms, phenomena, space, time, geometry, etc. So in order to try and answer your question, you have to go beyond the construct. And of course we have to use words to express ourselves, and there is a danger in doing that because words are of course understood only by other words. You go to the dictionary and you look up the meaning of a word, you'll find another word. And so words have limitations when expressing reality because words only express constructs. So what is there before the construct? What is reality? Reality can only be that which gives rise to the construct. And for lack of a better word, let's call that awareness or consciousness. It is what we mean when we use the word I. The I is not a person, the I is the awareness in which the person is another construct, is another process of ever-shifting sensations, images, feelings, thoughts, sense perceptions, which are all modifications of awareness. So a thought is a modification of awareness, a feeling is a modification of awareness, a sensation is a modification of awareness, and so is a sense perception. But we being a particular species of consciousness, we are experiencing the world as a reflection of that particular species of consciousness. And then depending on where we are in our understanding, we create constructs that lead to these conundrums and dilemmas. Fundamental state of being is infinite possibilities, infinite correlation, non-local, which is another word for synchronicity, total unpredictability, the complementarity of chaos and order, the complementarity of uncertainty and certainty, the complementarity of unpredictability and predictability, the complementarity of everything that is in the world of opposites, because all experience is through contrast. So your question is very well put, and the answer is that you are both order and disorder, you're both the chaos and creativity, you're both joy and suffering, you're both the experience of birth and the termination of that experience is death, and life is the evolutionary process that contains all these possibilities. It moves in the direction of islands of negentropy or life or negative entropy, but it also moves in the direction of the heat death of absolute zero or total entropy. And that's the play of consciousness itself. My query to you is, when you say I realize part of growth is challenges and experiences, what do you mean by the I that realizes? Because everything you've said so far in your comments comes from I as the separate self. And that's why these conundrums. But if I is the awareness in which all experience happens, then there is no confusion here. Symmetry and symmetry breaking are part of the creation of the universe. Beauty and order, but chaos and disorder are also part of the universe. And when you settle into the I of a being, the I within the I, then you just feel your way through the universe. You feel your way through the universe. You don't try and intellectualize it too much, which is a tendency I have to also. When you intellectualize experience, you always intellectualize it from the stance of the separate self, which is artificial, the subject-object split. But when you feel your way through experience, moving in the direction of joy and connectivity and inseparability, then it seems to flow effortlessly in the evolutionary direction. So then then there is no confusion. Everything is as it should be. Imagine there was only creativity and order, and the universe rapidly evolved. It would soon evolve into the heat death of absolute zero. If there was only entropy, it would collapse into a black hole. It is the tension between order, disorder, entropy, and evolution, geometry, and the breaking of geometry, and that creates the experience that we call life. So stay with the highest level of feeling, which is love, and then everything happens spontaneously as it should in every moment of now. Remember, I is never a person. I is the awareness that is all persons and all their experiences. The real I is the awareness that cannot be squeezed into the volume of a body or the span of a lifetime, because it pervades all of space-time and also transcends it. Belen Muno, thank you for sharing this video with others, and everybody else, thank you so much. And I will now look at your comments and try and answer them to the best of my capacity. The comments are coming in very fast, so it's not so easy, but let me try. Okay, so Marie-Claude Barbier says, Namaste, I move through my day light-hearted and carefree, knowing all is well. Thank you so much. Grateful. God bless. Yes, we move through the world with light-heartedness and ease and joy, but we also feel the suffering of our fellow human beings and have the desire to alleviate it, and that actually helps us to become even more intimate with life, because life evolves in the direction of bliss, but it is also the pain and suffering of the world. Some of us happen to be more lucky. Estelle Wright, emotions should be experienced, allowed to flow through and out. Correct. Absolutely. Allow the emotions to guide you, in fact, in the direction of evolution and creativity, remembering that creativity and love are the highest expressions of the self. I'm trying to see what other questions are coming in. Charan Surdhar says, I is the awareness, not a person. It can't be squeezed into the body and transcends all. Yes, the real you cannot be squeezed into the volume of a body at the span of a lifetime, because you pervade all of space-time and you also transcend it. The world inside your skin and the world outside your skin are equally your world. That's why we say you are the universe. Can you live only with the world inside your skin and exclude that world which is outside your skin? Well, there are complementarities of being. Being is everywhere. Brandon Norman, thank you for your message. Thank you, Brandon, for being here. Goddess of New Consciousness says, embracing is the nature of the feminine energy. Well, the feminine energy is Shakti. It is the power of manifestation that arises from pure awareness, or Shiva. So Shiva and Shakti are also complementarities. Nadine Chevalier and 15 others just shared your video. I really deeply appreciate that, and let's expand our conversation so we all help each other move in this direction that we want, ultimately our collective dream, to create a more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthier world. Okay, Cheryl Fletcher Greening says, good day to you. Good day, Cheryl. Sharan Surdhar, I've started rereading your book Quantum Healing. It's bringing me new awareness as I've shifted now to seeing it in a new way. Yes, I wrote Quantum Healing almost 27 years ago or more, and I've written parts of it with all the new science that has come in the intervening years, including epigenetics, neuroplasticity, the understanding of the microbiome, the role of inflammation, and how shifts in consciousness can cause sudden shifts in biology, hence the word quantum. Okay, so thank you for all your comments today, and thank you for staying on board in this forum, which is growing day by day, and the dialogue is expanding, and we're all learning from each other, and for that I am ever grateful to all of you. God bless. Joyful, energetic body to all of you, loving, compassionate heart, reflective, alert mind, lightness of being, and immense compassion and empathy for those who are not as fortunate as some of us, which makes it our duty to be engaged in the alleviation of the suffering of the world as well. Okay, see you tomorrow. Or if I have to leave very early for Ecuador, then I'll talk to you from Ecuador. Thank you.